everybody, it's your boy TapMana, and today we're opening a Dungeons & Dragons Commander Planar Portal deck. Let's get right into it. Alright, so we have our Rakdos red and black sleeves to go with the red and black theme. We'll set those aside, some TapMana stickers. This is actually being given away to one of my TikTok winners for breaking 800 followers there. And we're still climbing to 1,000. So I do giveaways on TikTok as well, and hopefully in the future, Instagram. But for right now, the aim is for YouTube and to keep up with TikTok. So yeah, without further ado, let's see how much cardboard we really got to get through to do this. And let's see what it looks like. Let's check. You may use these punch outs as counters or as a victory confetti. That's cool. I'm trying to give you more. I almost just knocked over something here. I guess it'd be easier if I did it the logical way and take it out from the bottom. There we go. Yep. Thank you, America. All right. So we have our punch out counters, and it looks like this is just a picture of the card itself and another thing you can pull out and like probably use it as some type of counter. I don't know. All right, we'll set that aside for now. I'll leave it up to Mark whether he wants to keep that or not. And this is the product. Here we go. Let's take a look at that. Dungeons & Dragons Adventures in the Forgotten Realms. Pretty cool. The box is cool. I'm not gonna lie, I really enjoy the box. Let's see what's included. We have our commander deck, which we will be going through in detail. And I'll be sleeving them. I'll save the trouble outside the video for that. I'll sleeve a couple as we go, just like just the foils and whatnot. But other than that, yeah. Let's see what else is in the box before we proceed. I thought these came with a roll down dice, or maybe I spoke too soon. It's not a dice, but it actually is a nice counter. This is a cool looking counter. Come on now. Looks like dragon skin on there. Then you have our commander damage. Yep. All right. We'll set that aside right here, top right corner. Pardon me. Might have to edit that. And now we are going to unfold this cool stuff they gave us. Planar Portal. We're going to read this in detail. I want us to have all of us to have this experience, because this is what I would do. So it gives you commander rules, which is cool. I like that it highlights the main rules of it right here for those who are new. The Commander is a free-for-all multiplayer game that uses these additional magic rules. And then bam! I might bust one of these out next time there's a challenge. So, Planar Portal, primary commander, Prosper. Prosper draws his strength from a fiendish patron on another plane of existence, Exile. Uses powers to exile cards from your library so you can cast them later. Pace yourself. These cards aren't available for long, but casting them creates treasures you can use for more powerful spells and abilities. I'm not going to finish that simply because I don't know if I'm even allowed to share all the text on here. But yeah. It gives more detail of the other commanders in here. What else did they give us? Just a little filler thing. That's not going to be included. Mark27, thanks for letting us open this on the YouTube channel for others to enjoy before sending it out to you. I do know that I gave Mark the option here of whether the pack can be opened on the channel or not. So he said go ahead and make that content. So here we go. And congratulations on winning. If you're seeing this video, then you may have already seen my Adventures of the Forgotten Realms D&D 10-pack bundle opening. I recently just announced the giveaway for our Modern Horizons 2 bundle. So if you want to be a part of this giveaway for the D&D bundle, all you have to do is go to that video, like, comment, subscribe, and that'll enter you in the giveaway. All right. See some thick cards back there. We're going to go in detail and take a nice look at these. I'll have some sleeves ready to go as well. So this is Prosper, Tome Bound, Tifling, Warlock, Tifling. 1/4 Death Touch, has 2 abilities. At the beginning of your end step, exile the top card of your library. Until the end of the next turn, you may play that card. And then Pact Boon, whenever you play a card from exile, create a treasure token. Ooh. Okay, so if for those of you who may not have caught it right away, let's say you get a land. And then let's say you have this out, you exile a land, you play that land on top of your regular land. Just so much value. You can get that extra treasure token just from playing a land. Wow. All right. That's our first commander. We'll put them right in the middle. This is the one that I couldn't remember the name of. That was actually on my last video, the D&D bundle, where I just kept pointing him out, but I couldn't remember the name. But yes, Karazakar, the Eye Tyrant. Whenever you attack a player, tap target creature that player controls and goad it. Whenever an opponent attacks another one of your opponents, you and attacking player each draw a card and lose 1 life. Ooh, pitting people against each other. I like this. So many of the greats do this. Those are our 2 commanders there. We have our Warlock class. And Mark Lewis, if I see any improvements that need to be made, as all precons may be able to be need to be improved upon, I'll throw a couple cards in the package if I find any. But Chaos Channeler is the next one. You find some prisoners. Looks like we're going through the uncommons. I'm looking for these ones with these specific symbols that were made for the commander set. That's what I'm looking for. You can tap 1. So Bucknard's Everfull Purse. That's neat. You can tap 1, roll a d4, and create a number of treasure tokens equal to that result. The player to your right gains control of Bucknard's Everfull Purse. Oh, wow. I need to get one of these for myself. This is just too much fun right here. Too much fun. Especially if you have other cards like that would let you re-roll. My goodness. Ebony Fly. It enters the battlefield tapped. You can tap it for a colorless, or you can tap 4 and roll a d6, and until the end of the turn, you may have Ebony Fly become an XX insect artifact creature with flying, where X is the result. Whenever Ebony Fly attacks, another target attacking creature gains flying until the end of the turn. This looks like one of those military drones that people are suspecting, like those little flies that look like military devices. I wouldn't even say military, just very high-tech devices that people are suspecting are being used out in the deserts for recon. Sorry, that's just random YouTube stuff that just came to mind when looking at that. It was being silly, me being silly. But our land here is Underdark Rift. You can tap it for a colorless, or you can tap 5, exile the Underdark Rift, and roll a d10. Put target artifact, creature, or planeswalker onto its owner's library, just beneath top X cards of that library, where X is the result. Activate only as a sorcery. That's different. I like cool different lands. And then we have Physis. This is an older card made for this set now, I can see. That's pretty neat. Destroy target creature. Its controller loses life equal to its power, plus its toughness. Suspend. I could be confusing this with another card as well. Wow. Light up the stage. Spectacle. You may tap red, cast a spell for its spectacle cost rather than its mana cost if an opponent lost life this turn. Exile the top 2 cards of your library. Until the end of your next turn, you may play those cards. This is neat. That is something that I would say keep in this deck for sure. That just looks fun. Especially if you're using the Eye Tyrant's ability. Loyal Apprentice. 2/1 haste human artificer has lieutenant. At the beginning of combat on your turn, if you control your commander, create a 1/1 colorless Doctor artifact creature token with flying. That token gains haste until the end of the turn. Well, that's fancy. Shiny Impetus. It's an enchantment aura. Enchant creature gets +2/+2 and is goaded. And whenever enchanted creature attacks, you create a treasure token. I'm already loving this deck. Good call, Mark. Threos of Chaos, Cascade Sorcery, and it has Retrace. I haven't seen Retrace in a long time. That makes me think of, what is it, Renin 6? Speaking of Renin 6, I heard there's a Renin 7 coming out. I'm not kidding. This could just be a meme I saw on the internet about the new Innistrad set, but if that is a thing, I'm excited because I do have a Renin 6 and it'd be cool just to have it standing next to my Renin 7 in my collection. Vandal Blast, if that isn't just a made-up card and a meme, then I'm just being silly. Don't listen to me. Bituminous Blast. There we go. That took a while. It's a Cascade instant, and it deals 4 damage to target creature. Now, for 5, I can see how this works for the Cascade, because you're pretty much getting your next spell out, especially if you already know what's on your deck, or what's about to come down. So, next one will be Radko's Charm, very classic to the set, which is just like the sleeves, Radkos. You can see that. I got to do that again. That's just, you can see right side by side how the symbol is there. Voila. Gotta love it. Shout out to Rakdos. And then we have Terminate, which is a destroy target creature, and it can't be regenerated for 2. We have one of the best cards, one of the best mana rocks, Arcane Signet. Go next to the Commandos right there. Commander Sphere, another great mana rock. And then Felwar Stone. I don't know if this is one of the greater ones, but because it's what your opponents, if all your opponents are doing Rakdos, that's great, or some form of red or black, and great, but what if everyone decides to play blue one night, right? Mind Stone, that's a good one. I like that one. Araska Relic. Moving on with the mana rocks, these are a good one. Rakdos Signet, gotta include that. Soul Ring, here we go, nice classic. Turn 1 Soul Ring. A Talisman of Indulgence. Okay, I gotta slow down for a minute. I was slow rolling these at first, but I gotta slow down and just say, these are some great cards. I think this is a great value. You're getting Talisman of Indulgence, other name mana rocks, cool land like Underdark Rift. So far, I'm really digging this. Everything seems to be syncing with each other really well. But I'm sure everyone has an opinion on how much better they can make it with some replacements. I'd like to hear what your thoughts are on that in the comments. So if you have an idea of what cards would be much better in replacement for what, go ahead and leave it in the comments. Maybe Mark will take a look at them and add them. Or maybe when I get a Rakdos deck, I'll just look back at those comments. So next land will be Bajuka Bog, which is classic if you would just want to destroy someone's graveyard. Exile it at least. And then we have Command Tower, as my good friend would say, one of the best, or the best land in the game. Now this Command Tower looks pretty dang cool in my opinion. Just has a different vibe to it. More colorful in my opinion. Mortuary Mire, which is cool because you can get a creature back from your graveyard to your top of your library. Then we have a Rakdos land, which is a Rakdos Carnarium. And Bag of Devouring. So we have a rare artifact. Whenever you sacrifice another non-token artifact or creature, exile it. You can tap 2 to sacrifice another artifact, creature, and draw a card. Oh, I see you. And then you can tap 3 and sacrifice Bag of Devouring to roll a d10, return up to X cards among exiled with Bag of Devouring to their owner's hands, where X is the result. Combo, I see combos going off in that. I'd like to see how that plays out. Dance Macabre. Looks like another rare we have here. Death Tyrant. It's pretty cool. Look at that. A Beholder Skeleton. Just imagine that just imagine that showing up at the end of the hallway when you're trying to go get a glass of milk late at night. We have a Grim Hireling. Now I'm digging this art right here. This guy just looks like he's up to no good whatsoever. This rogue has a plan and is going to execute it. Whenever one or more creatures you control deal combat damage to a token, create 2 treasure tokens. Wow. That's ridiculous. I need to get me a copy of one of those. Hellish Rebuke. Until the end of your turn, or until the end of the turn, until at end of turn, permanents opponents control gain. When this creature, or when this permanent deals damage to the player who cast Hellish Rebuke, sacrifices permanent, you lose 2 life. Okay. That was interesting text. I had trouble reading it at first, but now I understand. And that's a nice, Exactly the name. Hellish Rebuke. Good stuff. Lorcan, Warlock Collector. A 6/6 legendary creature. Devil. Yeah, that definitely looks devilish right there. It's flying, as you would expect. And whenever a card is put into an opponent's graveyard from anywhere, you may pay life equal to its mana value. If you do, put it onto the battlefield under your control. It's a Warlock in addition to its other type. If a Warlock you would control die, exile it instead. Jeez! Not only are you taking it away, you won't give it back. Fiend Lash. This is cool equipment. It has +2/+0 and reach, and it's only for a 2-drop. And whenever equipped creature is dealt damage, it deals damage equal to its power to target player or planeswalker. So it has this reflect kind of ability going on with it. I'll put that with the mana rocks there. Reckless Endeavor. I'm not going to go through each and every one of these cards because then the video would just be a whole hour long, but I would like to give everyone the preview of what they're looking at. I know that the deck list is out there, but the experience is now here. So there you go. Fevered Suspicion, just another Beholder art right there. Each opponent exiles cards from the top of their library until they exile a non-land card. You may cast any number of spells from among those non-land cards without paying their mana costs. Okay. Voila, more Beholder stuff, I guess. Hurl Through Hell. Exile target creature. Until the end of your next turn, you may cast that card, and you may spend mana as though it were mana of any color to cast that spell. I like this. This is the stuff I like. I like it a lot. And we have Chittering Witch. It enters the battlefield, create a number of 1/1 black rat creature tokens equal to the number of opponents you have. Oh, I want to flicker this. I want to do this and flicker it. That'd be something right there. I already see combos going off with that. Consuming Vapors. It looks like there's a lot of rares in here. That's nice to see in the commander deck. We have a Dead Man's Chest. Now, I just want to take a moment and we're going to appreciate that the fact that this has so much text. You can fill a book, but the art, you can see how happy. Let's zoom into the happy man, or happy person, I should say. The happy person with their gold treasure, locked in shackles. It's theirs. I'm not going to read all that. I hope you got through it in the picture, or in the video. Fiend of the Shadows. 3/3 Vampire Wizard. I've seen this vampire. I don't know if this... Yeah, this looks like it's a reprint. Definitely a big fan of Vampire Wizards. If this is not a reprint, then I'm mistaken, then forgive me. Yep, it must be a reprint because we have Gonti, Lord of Luxury, 2/3, Aetherborn, Rogue, Death Touch, lots of text. We like lots of text because we're doing lots of cool things. And then we have our Hex sorcery, destroy 6 target creatures. I like that they made it just so, like you can see that devilish hand just picking the lives of who it wants. Marionette Master. Great card. I've used this card in my own decks before, in my own artifact deck. Can't go wrong with it. Ogre Slumlord. Piper of the Swarm. Rats you control have menace, and you can create rat creatures with this. So I see a theme that we're maybe able to create more rat-based commander decks now. Yeah, maybe. Extort. I haven't seen Extort in a minute. Fun story. I played an unofficial Magic the Gathering tournament. When I say unofficial, it was just about 9 friends got together, threw in a few bucks each, and we all bought some prizes and played 60 card decks to try to win, and I ended up winning. So that was one of the greatest Magic moments of my life. I'm going to see if I can dig up a picture because I think there's one picture of me holding up the prizes from so many years ago. Apex of Power is our next sorcery that we pull from this one. Exile the top 7 cards of your library. Until the end of the turn, you may cast spells from among them. If this spell was cast from your hand, add 10 mana of any one color. Vicious. They're giving you your mana back for being brave enough to spend that much on a spell that might be countered. Pardon. Chaos Warp. Great card. We all might actually have a copy of this card already. It's a great card. Commune with Lava. Dark Dweller Oracle. Goblin Shaman, tap 1, sacrifice a creature, exile the top card of your library. You may play that card this turn. That's cool. I could see that working with those bunches of rats that you end up summoning with those other cards in there. Dire Fleet Daredevil. Another cool looking card. Disrupt Decorum. Goad all creatures you don't control. Then we have Dream Pillager. This is a dragon that actually does look like it's in a dream and pillaging your dream here. It's 4/4 flying. Whenever it deals combat damage to a player, exile that many cards from the top of your library until the end of the turn. So a lot of this deck seems where you're just exiling, and then paying things without mana costs, or just paying for the mana costs later, or alternatively. That's what I'm seeing happening within this deck. It's just a pattern of cool old fashioned exile. I want control of everything my way, not your way. It almost protects you from getting countered too, because you'll have other options. Izzet Chemister, Tectonic Giant, Bedevil. It's going in the multicolored pile there. Theater of Horrors. This is interesting. It's an enchantment. At the beginning of your upkeep, exile the top card of your library. During your turn, if an opponent lost life this turn, you may play lands and cast spells from among cards exiled with Theater of Horrors. You can tap 3 and a red, and you can deal 1 damage to target opponent or planeswalker. So you can trigger this to happen and make Theater of Horrors activate, which I like. Interesting concept. Chaos Wand. I really like the art on that. Who doesn't want a cool wand? And then we have lands. Looks like we're digging into the lands now. We went through a lot of the cards. We have Exotic Orchard. Good old-fashioned, let me produce whatever my opponent can produce. That looks nice and fancy out here. Then we have Foreboding Ruins. When it enters the battlefield, you may reveal a swamp or mountain from your hand. If you don't, this enters the battlefield tapped. All right. And more Rakdos. We have Shadow Blood Ridge. Ooh, a Smoldering Marsh. That's good. You got a Swamp Mountain, just in case if you have a fetch land that lets you go for swamps and mountains. Spine Rock Null. Tainted Peak. Only you can tap for red or a black only if you control a swamp. That's cool. I like that. Zolfrin Void. If you just heard a weird, a little snore in the background, that's my cute little puppy, Sadie. She's just taking a little puppy nap behind me. She says, it's time to play more Magic after this. And it looks like we just have a lot of swamps. It looks like it's all basic lands from here. And they're giving you a decent variety of every one. I should have got that better in frame. Let me get this better in frame so I can skim through this with you. Lots of swamps. If I find some cool swamps, I'll throw them your way, Mark. Same thing for the mountains. That's classic mountain looking like. I really do appreciate the art in this set specifically, as they did treat it more like it was in a magic, mystical realm, which I really like seeing. Oh, there we go. Instead of a giant card, you actually have a thick bordered version of your commander. Yeah, I don't know how do you feel about that? Tell me in the comments if you have thoughts about the thick bordered, or if you were like me and you actually like having an oversized card that you can hang up on the wall or just have around for your own deck. But the rest here are rat tokens for the cool rats that we encountered, servo tokens that do occur, or are treasure tokens that are definitely happening in this deck, Thopter tokens, and popular Magic formats. All right, I'm going to go ahead and sleeve your commander in a separate red deck, or a separate red sleeve, just because I found that that's very helpful instead of mixing your commander in with your other sleeves. You might lose them in your deck sometimes trying to find them for a new game. Well, that's the end of the video. Again, congratulations to you, Mark Lewis 27 on TikTok. I'm going to be sending this out after I sleeve it for you in these cool, nice Rakdos style sleeves. Congratulations on winning for breaking 800 followers. Here on YouTube right now we have the Adventures of Forgotten Realms bundle opening. So that's already been posted. The winner of that giveaway will be announced on the 27th of August. And if you want to join that giveaway, you just got to go to that video and like, subscribe, and leave a comment. I appreciate everyone's time. I hope you have a great day. I'm going to end my turn there. I pass.